Looking to get a sci-fi fix on Netflix but can't pick the right flick? Don't know what Netflix sci-fi show is worth a go? Time to drop the rhymes and get to the point. As of March 2025, here are some of the sci-fi movies and shows on Netflix we at Giant Freaking Robot say are worth a look. Technology and revenge intersect as a man's body defies the laws of physics in Upgrade. Best described as a cross between The Crow and RoboCop. Suffering from a severed spinal cord after a violent altercation that claimed his wife's life, Upgrade's lead character undergoes an experimental procedure that gives him superhuman abilities, allowing him to exact revenge on those who tore his life apart. Unlike other revenge films, Upgrade takes a unique sci-fi approach by having our hero slowly lose control of his body as his implant takes over, while also uncovering a grand conspiracy that he's been helping succeed without even knowing. Upgrade takes a tried and true premise and upgrades it for a modern audience without wearing out its welcome, thanks to intense action sequences, breakneck pacing, and a charismatic protagonist played by Logan Marshall Green.
Look, I didn't mean to suck it, I just mean to hold on, okay? I gotta think. I can't let you do the thinking for me right now.
If you enjoyed Ghostbusters Afterlife, you'll want to check out the sequel, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. In this entry, the newest crew of spectral exterminators have moved to New York City, and they're doing their best to keep the streets clean of all those pesky ghosts. But when a new artifact threatens to unleash an ancient evil, it takes multiple generations of Ghostbusters to save the city and even the world from a frozen menace. The best elements of the movie are the character development for McKenna Grace's Phoebe Spengler, as well as the introduction of new character Nadeem Razmati, played by Kumail Nanjiani.
Real talk, man, to whatever.
Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is ultimately an unconventional sequel to a soft reboot, but it packs both heart and laughs into a family-friendly comedy that will appeal to multiple generations of fans. Spectral is a throwback to the era of made-for-TV sci-fi movies that embraces its old-school B-movie roots for a breezy, fun experience. Invisible monsters tear the country of Moldova apart as a scientist embedded with the US Army tries to keep the peace, all the while finding a way to combat the invisible monsters before the last civilian bunker is overrun. Invisible Monsters may sound like a cop-out to get around the low budget, but Spectral is filled with satisfying action sequences that cross into horror at the drop of a dime. Like the monsters hunting humanity, Spectral is quietly one of the most unique and darkest sci-fi films on Netflix that is a must-watch for fans of old-school TV movies. If you thought the best part of Mad Max Fury Road was Charlize Theron's character, then check out Furiosa: A Mad Max Saga, the prequel in which we learn the epic story behind the hero. Furiosa reveals a ton of insight into the wasteland, including the origins of Furiosa herself and how she came to serve Immortan Joe. It's a tangled tale fleshing out the post-apocalyptic world through more of director George Miller's incredible approach to mythology. Chris Hemsworth threatens to steal the show as Dementus, a villainous character unlike any of the Marvel actors' most famous roles.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines!
Furiosa is a treat for fans of apocalyptic adventure, and it's an absolute feast for any super fans of this landmark action franchise. Time travel is hard to pull off, and a good time loop movie is even more difficult, but somehow the low-budget thriller Arc manages to make the most of its tiny budget for a time paradox story that keeps you guessing. arc centers on a couple trapped in a time loop as they try new and different ways to combat home invaders, as the mystery of what's happening slowly reveals itself around them. By the third loop, the audience knows how the house is set up and who should be where at what time. It's an impressive example of tight scripting for a time loop film, and those small details you start to notice turn out to be more important than you thought. Time loop stories are almost always played for laughs at some point, but Arc manages to keep the tension high throughout, and it rewards viewers with one of the best low-budget sci-fi films of the last decade. If there's any animated movie that's destined to become a cult classic, it's got to be the sci-fi family adventure, The Mitchells vs. the Machines. From the creator of beloved animated series Gravity Falls, and taking inspiration from the animation stylings of Into the Spider-Verse, The Mitchells vs. the Machines is a gorgeously rendered tale of a family bonding together to save humanity during a robot uprising.
No, she's grown too powerful! Please!
The Mitchells themselves are a quirky bunch of characters, and the film is stuffed to the brim with random internet humor that may not be for everyone.
My dad kind of reminds me of that YouTube video of the screaming gibbon monkey.
But this is the type of sci-fi family adventure Hollywood doesn't seem as keen on making these days. The Mitchells vs. the Machines is perfect family movie night fare. And if nothing else, adults can get a kick out of trying to identify the amazing array of celebrity voices.
Hello, and welcome, foolish humans. Hola y bienvenidos, humanos tontos.
Here's a box office bomb that's a hidden gem. For fans of G.I. Joe, the Snake Eyes solo film is the best of this 80s franchise's live-action adaptations. Snake Eyes reveals how the title character undergoes a quest of revenge that ultimately lands him into a larger world of ninja hijinks. That world is threatened by mysterious forces attempting to reshape the entire world. Longtime fans of the original toy franchise will enjoy some surprising character appearances, and the film's fights make for memorably stupid fun, sure to leave a grin on your face. Snake Eyes is much better than its reputation suggests, and its combination of killer action and charismatic characters makes it the kind of martial arts film that gets better every time you watch it. Chicken Nugget does the unthinkable by making you genuinely care about an inanimate object in ways that will make you choke back tears until you realize you're literally rooting for a fast food item. The owner of a machine shop finds out his daughter has been transformed into a piece of poultry after she enters a mysterious machine that showed up at his warehouse. He has to act fast to restore her humanity before she perishes. As ridiculous as Chicken Nugget may sound, there's a worthwhile and effective story happening about familial devotion, facing the impossible, and time travel. The show's bizarre mystery will keep you hooked as your heartstrings are pulled just a little too hard for comfort. Chicken Nugget is equal parts heartwarming, hilarious, unhinged, surreal, and with a sense of humor that allows you to breathe when things get tense. You may not believe it, but this is one of the best Korean dramas you can currently stream on Netflix. Before starting this one, the voice actor would just like to say that he did not write this entry, so if you want to yell at someone in the comments over this, you'll have to check the credits for the person responsible. Despite its bad rap, Netflix's live-action Cowboy Bebop series delivers the kind of sci-fi thrills, kooky characters, and genuine laughs
Why do all the pretty ones end up as psychos?
that Star Wars seems to have lost a long time ago. Cowboy Bebop follows the misadventures of two bounty hunters trying to make a living on the fringes of both society and space. These two would normally stay out of the spotlight, but the arrival of old foes and new friends puts them at the heart of the action. The best thing about Cowboy Bebop is the cast. John Cho and Mustafa Shakir capture Spike and Jet's essence in an almost hypnotic way. Additionally, the underrated actor Alex Hassel gives Spike's nemesis from the anime additional depth and pathos. There's no modern sci-fi show quite like Cowboy Bebop, a kind of genre comfort food that tastes unlike anything else. Remember, don't yell at me in the comments. Anybody who finds themselves tired of the same old alien designs in sci-fi needs to add Scavengers Reign to their Netflix queue. The Demeter 227 crashes on the planet Vesta, a strange planet boasting a thriving, diverse, and treacherous ecosystem that they can take advantage of for vital resources. Vesta operates as both an ally and antagonist to the crew, pushing them to their mental and physical limits as their distress calls go unanswered and they begin to turn on each other. Finding beauty in these strangest places, Scavengers Reign is easy on the eyes, rough on the conscience, and an enthralling tale of man versus nature in a scary and unfamiliar place. The show's out-of-this-world creatures and animation alone make this unmissable. Let us know some of your favorite Netflix sci-fi movies and shows in the comments. Like the video and we'll make more just like it. Subscribe to the channel to help us keep growing and providing you with more videos here on Giant Freakin' Robot.